Hi beauties, it's Dani, Sigma Beauty's global makeup artist, and I'm so excited to show you how I achieved this easy fall look using our Untamed collection. Personally, I love all of these shades because it's the perfect transition palette into fall. If you want to see how I create this warm, smoky eye, then keep on watching. Alright, so I already have my foundation, concealer, and powder on, and also I've already done my eyebrows. If you guys want to see how I achieve my everyday brow, you can find the link below. And before I start with any color on my eye, I'm going to take the shade Docile, which is this matte, warm ivory shade, and just run that all over my eye, just so I have a nice blank canvas to work on, and this just helps all of my shadows blend out very easily. And I'm just using the brush that comes in the palette. The palette does have a dual-ended brush, which is great. So I'm just gonna do my right eye first, and then I'll just do the left eye off camera with lashes and show you the complete look once I'm done. So to start off with, I'm going in with the shade Loyal as my transition shade. It's kind of a cool toned brown. And again, I'm gonna take the same brush I used for Docile, and this is the E38 diffused crease brush. So I'm just going to lightly apply Loyal just in my crease area, and then run it into my inner corner. Alright, so I'm gonna go in with the shade Boho on my E27 detail blending brush. This brush is perfect for really getting into the crease area. And I'm going to start applying that right into the outer crease area, and then we'll blend that in. So I'm kind of placing the product where I want it to go first. Alright, so I'm applying Boho in the outer corner area and also kind of swinging it down here, just so I close out that eye look right here. And I love the E27 because you can really get in there and define your crease area, but it's a little tapered on the tip, so you can start doing some blending with this before you go in with a fluffier brush. I love this palette because you have a beautiful mix of matte shades, shimmer shades, metallic shades, so many different colors from neutral to bold that suit any mood you're in. And then I'm going back in with my E38 diffused crease, and I'm going to start just buffing that boho color out. This brush is great for blending because it's nice and fluffy, and you really get that diffused effect. And then once it's all buffed out, I'm gonna go back in with my E27 and boho, and I'm gonna start building up that color. And we wanna do it in layers. So that's gonna give you the dimension you want, the definition, and also it's just easier to add color than it is to take anything away. So I'm defining my crease area first with these matte shades because I'm gonna go in with a metallic shade afterwards. And if I were to do the metallic shade first and then blend in the mattes, it would all become kind of a shimmery eye look, which can be pretty, but it's definitely not the look I'm going for today. So I really want this to be matte, and you really want this color to stand out. So I'm just gonna keep going back and forth with my E27 brush and my E38 brush to keep building up that color and then blending it out. And then when I get to that outer eye area, I just like to slightly just sweep it out towards my brow, just so I get a lifted effect on my eye. And then I'm gonna go in with the shade Hustle, which is this beautiful golden bronze metallic shade. And I'm gonna pick this up with my finger first, because I feel like you can definitely get a better payoff when you press it in with your finger with these metallic shades because they are so creamy. So what I'm gonna do first is just press that in, just right into the center of my eyelid, and then slowly bring it into the inner corner of my eye, reaching into the tear duct. And then once you have that applied, I'm gonna take the eye shading brush, which is the E55 from the Multitasker set, and gently just blend out the edges so there are no harsh lines. And then you can go right in to the Hustle shade again with the brush, and then we're just gonna pack it on a little more. And then going back in with my E38, I'm just going to gently blend that out. Make sure everything is connected and nicely blended. And then I'm gonna go in and do just a small winged liner on the top of my lid. And I'm actually gonna use the shade Wicked from the Untamed palette, which is a super matte black, and it's great for liner. So I'm gonna take a small angled brush, this is the E65 brush, and I'm actually going to wet it down just a little bit. If you have water or alcohol, anything will work. And then I'm just going to dip that into Wicked. I just want to make this a little bit more, adding alcohol or water to your brush and then dipping it into the powder will just make it a little bit more easier to use as a liner. All right, so I have Wicked on my brush and I'm just starting on the outer corner of my eye. And then I'm gonna work my way in. And I'm almost just kind of stamping it on my lid. And not really dragging it. Just lightly tapping it on. All right, so now that I have a nice line just right above my lashes, I'm gonna go ahead and do a little wing. So I'm gonna hold my angled brush just like this and slightly just wing it out, creating a line. And then I'm gonna go back in, flip my brush around, and just connect. And I'm actually using the very tip of the angle to help kind of drag that out. A good tip, if you don't have a very steady hand, use your pinky as an anchor and then kind of just rest your hand on your cheek and you have a little bit more control. You can see my pinky just right on my cheek here. That just gives me a little bit more control of the placement of the brush. All right, so now I'm gonna add a little bit of bronzer and blush just to add some dimension back into my face because it's looking pretty flat. And I'm taking my Sigma Sculpt palette and the F40 large angled brush from the set, and we're gonna do a little bit of bronzing and contouring. So very lightly, I'm just going to buff in just right underneath my cheekbone here. And I'm using the shade Throw Shade. And I'm just gonna run that along my forehead and just a little bit on my jawline as well. And just a little bit on my nose as well, just to kind of tie everything in. And then with my blush palette, I'm going to take the F25 tapered face brush and go in with the shade Corda Rosa. We're just going to apply that right to the cheeks and blend that into the bronzer. I love this brush because it's super fluffy. You can really get a diffused effect on your cheeks. And then I'm going to take the shade Tiger Lily, which is this beautiful peachy color that has a little bit of a golden hue to it. I'm gonna put that just right on top. And then I'm gonna go back in with my Sculpt palette and take the shade Poppin', which is kind of a rose gold shade. And I'm gonna put that, just gently dab that in with the F25 brush, kind of on my cheekbone, but also as like a blush topper, just to give my cheeks some nice shine. Then last but not least, we're gonna add a lip. And this is our liquid lipstick in the shade Dapper, which is from the Untamed Collection. I love our liquid lipstick formula because it's super smooth and hydrating. It doesn't dry completely matte. You have a little bit of a satin finish to it, so it looks really natural. And it's going to last all day, but it's not going to feel drying. Alright beauties, that is the complete look. I hope you enjoyed this video. You can shop the Untamed Collection on Sigma Beauty's website, and you can find the links below. Make sure you use hashtag Sigma Beauty so we can see all of your beautiful looks you create. And I'll see you guys later. Bye!